Alright, good Monday morning. Thanks for logging on, checking out this Iowa forecast update. We can see a storm system working across the northern plains this morning. Overall, I don't anticipate any precipitation for Iowa out of that. But looking at current temperatures across the state this morning, we can see 30s, 40s across the state, 30s north, lower 40s to the south, upper 30s. And you can even see a few areas of some upper 20s. Don't think the weather stations are wrong there. I think you're actually getting some upper 20s here in a few spots across the state this morning. Looking at the wind for today, going to be generally out of the, depending on where you're at, the northeast across the northwest part of the state, kind of light and variable across the center part of the state. And then as you get down to the southeastern part of the state, it'll be more out of the southwest, about 10 to 15. But more about 15 to 25 here across the northwest part of the state here, due to a front kind of moving through, which is going to cause some light to variable winds where that front will be at. Which is probably going to bring gusts up in these areas here. I would say gusts are probably going to be about 25 to 35 here throughout the day. The model has roughly around 30 mile an hour wind gusts, but 25 to 35 seems like a good range based off a couple of different other models that I looked at. Now the high temperatures today, generally in the 40s to the north. You can see 50s from central, kind of getting up into northern Iowa. And you can even see some lower 60s down there in the southwest and southeastern part of the state. So it is going to get a little mild today. And then low temperatures tonight, getting down there in the 20s across the northwest part of the state. You can see, we are watching for a fog risk later tonight, and I'll discuss more about that here in a minute. But if you divide the state in half, it's basically the northwest half that could deal with maybe a little bit of freezing fog tomorrow morning, something we'll have to kind of continue to closely watch. Overall idea of where that fog can be at, I think, is across a good portion of Iowa here. This area kind of right in here could be in the risk for some fog here as we go into Tuesday morning. Generally early to mid-morning on Tuesday. You can see this specific model just kind of highlighting the areas that can see fog, showing isolated spots of locally dense fog. And then you have the other high-res piece of guidance, which is kind of just localized dense fog. Personal opinion at this distance, I think, is it can be a widespread fog event. It's something we have to watch throughout the day today. Regardless, though, the ingredients are there. The light wind tomorrow morning, and then, of course, like I said, the low temperatures down there in the upper 20s to lower 30s, so near freezing, which means an indication of freezing fog. So any fog that can get really dense and can condense out onto the roadway could make roads a little slippery tomorrow morning. So something we'll have to fine-tune. This model is a little bit more aggressive with its fog potential here. The northwest half seeing dense fog, and then this model shows that there can't be any fog here. But I think what happens with time, I wouldn't really pay attention too much to these numbers and that this is all dense fog. But I think what happens is this overall risk is going to spread to the east throughout the day. So I think most of Iowa is going to be dealing with that risk for fog tomorrow morning. Again, it's something we have to fine tune. And then by the end of the week, we are going to be watching for a storm system on the table. A lot of things uncertain at this moment with that is, how much precipitation is Iowa seeing. Some models show rain changing over to snow. Some models just show only rain. It's something we have to kind of fine tune, kind of give you just an idea of a couple different models at the early distance here. Your European model is a little bit farther south, which at this point in the game, I think it's not a bad solution. GFS may be a little bit too far north, and it may be too aggressive on its snow as well. So again, just continuing to watch that there could be a late week system around Thursday night, Friday. So kind of put that down as the next storm date here. Looking at total precipitation over the next 7 days here, we see generally the southeastern part of the state, again, European model kind of coming in clutch here with the overall idea of where those rain/snow amounts can be at here late this week. Basically the southeastern half of the state as of right now. Like I said, have to continue to watch that. And then days 7 through 10, we kind of expand that precipitation risk back to the northwest. So I think the north and central plains, areas that are not getting rain here this week, I think we'll cash in on some precipitation here next week with the possible storm system that we're watching around that time frame. So leave you with temperatures over the next couple of days here. Here's Tuesday. You can see 50s across the state for the most part. 60s on Wednesday. I think these might have to be revised just a little bit. But overall, fairly mild on Wednesday. And then you can see 50s, lower 60s on Thursday, and then 40s, back in the 40s and 50s by Friday. So overall, we're staying in the 40 to 60 degree temperature range here throughout the week. that's all for today. Like I said, we're watching that fog risk tomorrow morning, and then, of course, that system late this week that we'll be watching. Hope you guys have a great day. Chat with you soon.